Well, I'm Kikkan Randall. I'm on the U.S. ski team, and I've been a competitive ski racer for almost 20 years. I've spent the last 10 years racing on the World Cup. I've been to 4 Olympics, but I'm still chasing after that elusive Olympic medal. It was a new adventure to take a year away from racing while I was pregnant, and I was really curious to see how my body would respond, both while I was pregnant and how much I would be able to train. And then, of course, once the baby came and I was going to be returning to full-time training, how my body would respond to the new sleep schedule and just the changes in my body. And so while I was wearing it during my pregnancy, I was surprised to find that I could continue training a pretty high amount, and I was still getting good recovery numbers, so it means my body was adapting. It wasn't getting too stressed or too tired. And that was a really confidence building for me, because I knew I didn't want to push my body so hard that it would put the baby at risk, right? So to be able to measure and say, no, my body is still in a good place, it made me feel safe about the training I was doing and the health of the baby. And then once the baby came and we were getting up during the night and feeding, I was really curious to see how that would affect my recovery. And I've been so surprised to see that actually my numbers have been better since my son was born than the previous summer when I was training quite hard and still focused full-time on racing before I got pregnant. So I haven't exactly determined what that magic is. I think part of it's just being the happiness of having this amazing new thing in your life, and the mental side is so linked to the physical side, and I think if you are in a good place mentally and you're happy, that can have a really positive effect on your recovery and your energy. And then the second part is after carrying a baby around for 9 months, your body just has all these positive things that happen. You have more blood volume, you can take in more oxygen, you're strong from carrying that extra weight. And so being able to enjoy some of that strength and those advantages for a little while longer maybe also contributed to being restful at night, the heart rate being a little bit lower. And so as I was returning and maybe nervous about not getting enough sleep at night and how that would affect my training, I actually got to see that maybe I was getting the best rest I had maybe ever gotten or gotten in a while. And so that really helped my confidence as I was returning to training.
That's really great.
Yeah, and a totally surprising thing. I don't think any of us predicted that would happen. I would have said my numbers maybe would be slightly lower, and I would have to be even extra careful about recovery. But to see those numbers be quite high, and then also compare that with the feeling, and the feeling in training was quite good as well.
So you felt more secure maybe then?
Totally, because when you're coming back from pregnancy, everything is a big question mark. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how strong your body will be. And so to see those good sleep numbers made me feel like, okay, my body is ready to get back into training, and I can continue to push back to normal. And that was really helpful. I mean, I think it really helped with the whole approach to returning to training. What I noticed is spending a year away from racing, you get really motivated and you miss it, and the moment you can start training again, you want to get right out there and you want to train hard, but of course you have to be careful of your body still recovering from the birth. So to be able to say, okay, we're going to try this, and then once we do that successfully, then we'll try up a little higher, and so to be able to take each step and then compare that with the data we were seeing on the recovery at night and see, yes, my body is handling that. Okay, we're ready for the next step. We're ready for the next step. It made it a very safe return, and made it a little bit easier to track, so that you don't get too excited and push too hard and then have to either have an injury or have to take a break again. So it just made the planning a little bit more smart.